Millions of needy people around the world are pinched between culture and circumstances, perishing in poverty. Who cares? God cares. He is not willing that any should perish. Widows and orphans dig through garbage and sleep in abandoned shelters. Who cares? God's people care. People who, through no fault of their own, don't have resources to build a church, replace a roof, or recover from a natural disaster cry out for help. Who cares? Men and women of action care. For 25 years, God has used men and women of compassion and vision, willing to put both faith and love into action. These volunteers are many different kinds of people: young, old, skilled, unskilled, men, women, carpenters, teachers, dentists, truck drivers, bankers, and more. They have one thing in common: a willingness to serve and go. The men and women of action model for ministry is caring hearts, obedience to God's call, faith for God's supply, the hands and mind to work and minister. Men and women of action is made of people not content to sit waiting, but wanting to be God's love revealed through actions of compassion. Since 1995, over 5,000 men and women volunteers have completed over 869 projects, ranging from putting a roof on a neighbor's house to building an orphanage in Cambodia. All over the world, there are physical and practical monuments of Christ's love, such as churches, medical clinics, Bible schools, feeding centers, and ministry centers, built with loving hands. Having worked on 6 of the 7 continents of the world, men and women of action teams are a prime example of the multiplication principle of God. They take the little they have, pray over it, and God has given the increase with phenomenal results. Men and women of action also conduct Christmas celebrations around the world during the holiday season. These projects not only bring needed gifts and supplies to deserving people, but they also bring hope and encouragement to workers on the field. A close-knit staff of 5 home office workers keeps the men and women of action operation well-oiled and efficiently functioning. It is staggering to consider the amount of work they do in coordinating the efforts with the simple budget they have. It comes down to ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
You're working for Jesus, you do the work for the Lord, and don't let money stand in the way. Sometimes when it seems like there's not enough funds, God always comes through.
It's so simple to do something for someone who really appreciates it, and sometimes it don't have to be anything real complicated.
It's a privilege to be a part of a ministry that's selfless, that gives everything they have.
The mission of Men and Women of Action from its inception in 1983 was to help people by using ordinary people and giving them an opportunity to have hands-on ministry.
Who cares? If God is speaking to your heart and giving you a vision for service, you too can join in. The qualifications for being a team member are simply a willingness to serve others and contribute to the team effort. It is not unusual to hear a team member upon returning say, "I'll never look at the world in the same way again." Who cares? Men and women of action care. The needs are staggering to consider, but God is greater. Begin a life of action now. Become a team member today. If you can't go, consider sending others. Who cares? Let it be you.